This is what a Framer website looks like before animations, and this is what it looks like after. The difference is everything. Let me show you how we got there. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. On this channel, I share practical advice to help you build and grow your brand. I'm partnering with Framer today, and I want to be upfront. This is a tool that I absolutely love for building real client projects. In my last video, we covered the full foundation of this site: Framer's positioning system, typography controls, integrations, the CMS, and publishing. If you haven't seen that one, I'd recommend watching it first or queuing it up to watch it right after this one. Today, we're going to go deeper. We're adding page transitions, scroll-based animations, hover states, and I'm going to show you something that I'm super excited about: the Framer Marketplace, which is where you can drop in premium community-built components and connect them directly to your CMS. The difference between a site that looks good and a site that feels premium usually comes down to exactly what we're covering in today's video. So let's get into it. Let's start with something that makes an immediate impression: page transition. It's one of those features that platforms like Squarespace simply don't have, and in Webflow, you need to custom code these to pull it off, which takes forever. In Framer, it's built right in. Yes, here's Javi's site with page transitions, or page effects as they're known in Framer. You see them here applied. I'm clicking between the home and the blog pages here a few times so you can really see it. That effect is called wipe down, so the current page wipes away downward as the new one comes in. I like this because it's subtle enough that it doesn't pull attention away from the content, but it's present enough that the site feels considered. You know, like a designed experience rather than a standard website clicking between static pages. Now, let me show you where this is set up, because this is one of the most visual and flexible features Framer has added. I'll go into the effects panel and open page effects. You can see the preset dropdown right here. This is where things get interesting. Framer gives you a full library of transition types: crossfade, fade out and in, I'm going to read the others that you can try on your own: slide left, slide up, slide right, slide down, lots of sliding, push in all the directions, wipe in all the directions. And that's the one we're using for this one. Every single one of these is a distinct visual experience, and you can preview them in seconds just by switching the preset. Now, what I think makes this particularly powerful is that you can apply effects at the site level across all pages, or you can target specific page-to-page transitions individually. So if I wanted a crossfade between general pages, and then I wanted a wipe effect specifically when moving between blog posts, you can do that. Each direction of navigation has its own preset. This is built on top of the View Transitions API, and Framer's the first website builder to let you explore these page-to-page animations visually without writing a single line of code. Nothing else on the market does this, at least that I know. There's more information on this page, which I'll be sure to link to in the description if you're curious about these. Okay, this next feature is going to blow you away, and I say that as someone who's made a lot of websites on a lot of different platforms. Scroll-based animations in Framer are awesome. It's even a good argument for switching in the first place. Back on Javi's homepage, as we scroll it, now watch what happens to the headers as they come into view. I just love this. The headers are set to animate in on scroll using Framer's effects panel again. Oh, it's just so good. Now, let me show you how to do this. You select the element, you go to effects, and then you just choose your animation style. In this case, a fade combined with a slight upward movement. Then set the trigger to when in view. You can control the delay and easing from the same panel. The animation plays once as the selection enters the viewport, and then the element stays static. So this is clean, it's intentional, and it's not distracting. That's what you want to avoid. Actually, that's something worth mentioning. I think the key principle here is restraint. This isn't a circus. Animating every element on a page creates a lot of noise and distraction. But animating the headers, I think, only draws the eye exactly where you want it to at the right moment. So this is the kind of detail that makes a client feel like they got something premium, and it takes just minutes for you to set this up once you understand the system. Here's a small detail that makes a big difference in how a site feels: hover states. When someone moves their cursor over a blog card or a button and something happens, a color shifts or an image scales, text appears, that's a hover state. In Framer, you build these using component variants, and I want to show you exactly how. Now, in the same spirit of talking animation, we're back back on the homepage. As I keep scrolling down, check out this effect. I've used a brand new feature in Framer called shaders, and I'm a fan. Shaders in Framer are visual effect elements that you can place on any section of your page, and they come in two main flavors, let's say. The first is animated shapes like this one. So these are living, moving backgrounds that run continuously without any interaction needed. The second, a little more subtle, is photo-based effects. So this you can drop in your own image and apply like a visual treatment on top of it, which we've done. We've used both effects here. So for the photo-based effect, that second one, you'll spot it behind the Instagram post section. We added a photo shader with a blur and refraction element. This like adds some nice depth and texture to that section without competing, again, for that content itself. The photography still leads, but the shader makes the section feel a little more considered and designed. These are really customizable. If you click on any shader element, the right-hand panel gives you full control. Hop in here and try these out. They're really, really cool. You can change the effect style, adjust colors, swap the photo, tweak the intensity. You're not locked into a preset here because they sit inside Framer's container system, so they respond to breakpoints. They behave correctly on mobile without any extra settings or work. I would say this is one of those features that has no real equivalent in Squarespace. Webflow, I mean, in Webflow, you'd have to custom code it to the nth degree, or really any other mainstream website builder out there right now. This is a strong reason to choose Framer for a client who's got a really strong brand or visual identity. Now I want to show you something that I think changes how you think about building in Framer. There's a marketplace built right into the platform where the community shares components that you can drop directly into your project. Free, premium quality, and CMS compatible. Let me show you the one that I used on Javi's website. These can be simple, by the way. We've already added a lot of animation, so that's the route that I'm going to take. Here's a rounded button on Javi's homepage, and this is the hover state that we built using Framer's variant system. So in Framer, hover states are built by creating two variants of a component, the default state and the hover state. You define what changes between them, in this case, a color, every time someone moves their cursor over it. Let's go into settings for Javi's buttons. The change is a color swap on hover, so the background shifts to this accent color. It's a small detail, but it's a really deliberate brand moment. To build it, you select the button component, and you're gonna find all of those settings here on the variants panel. You can see the variant 1 primary as the default state, and then variant 1 hover sitting below it, connected by a line. That connection is what tells Framer to animate between the two states automatically when someone moves their cursor over the button. Now this next feature is the thing that I think I'm the most excited to show you in this video. It's called an expanding article stack, and it's the kind of interaction that makes a travel blog feel premium, editorial, like a publication rather than a template. Yep, here's the Framer marketplace. So this is searchable by category templates, plugins, components, vectors, and tutorials. The community builds and shares components here. Most of them are free, and they're all production ready and built specifically for Framer projects. Now, the component that I want to highlight is called Card Stack, built by Vlad. This is free, it's visually impressive, and it's exactly the kind of thing that would take a developer hours to build from scratch. So here's how you get it into your project. You come to the marketplace page for the component. I'll link to this one in the description if you're interested. Then I'm gonna hit copy component in the top right corner. Then you go back to your Framer project and paste it directly onto your canvas. That's it. The component shows up in your assets panel and it's ready to use on any page. The styling is fully customizable as you've come to expect in Framer through that properties panel. So fonts, colors, border radius, spacing, all adjustable to match the brand. You're not locked into how it looks out of the box for a client with a strong visual identity, as I've mentioned before, and like with this brand, these are the details that matter. And that is how it looks when you take a solid Framer foundation and add the layer that makes it feel premium. Page transitions, scroll effects, hover states, and a marketplace component connected to a live CMS. And an expanding article stack. I think that's the hero here. All of this is built on top of the structure that we covered in part 1. What I keep coming back to with Framer is that the ceiling is really high. The more comfortable you get in this system, the more you can do, and the marketplace means that you don't always have to build from scratch. If you want to try Framer for yourself, you should. It's linked in the description. It is free to start. You only pay when you launch on a custom domain. Definitely use my code for a discount on any paid plan. Drop a comment. Let me know, what are you building? What features are you most excited to try? I want to know what's useful so that I can keep making content like this. Hit like if this helped you, and subscribe for more of my content on branding, design, and building a business. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.